All right, so what's good, y'all? Now, today, I'm just going to tap on this politics topic real quick because it just got fresh to me. And yeah, I haven't really made a topic about it because I'm not really into politics like that. However, I do have a lot of words for it and about it. So I'm going to go ahead and just go on ahead into this real quick and make it real simple. So, I notice a lot of people is always talking about politics and about whenever the conversation about politics comes up, it's about Republicans and Democrats. Which one is better? What is somebody? What is the better one for this demographic, and what is the better one from this for this other demographic? Is usually they consider people like black people, people of color, any kind of minority group, or any kind of alternative group like LGBT, whatever. They assume that that's supposed to be a Democrat, and white people who are conservative and etc. are supposed to be Republican. All right, so here's my take on this. When it comes down to the government and politics, I feel like it's all bullshit. I feel like it's just like religion, okay? It is another form to a social construct to make us align into this world's missions, into the government elites, whoever you want to call it, that's controlling the world, whoever has the majority of the control over the world. This is what they put in place a long ass time ago just to, control people. And here's my personal take towards black people when it comes to politics, because I'm really tired of y'all with talking about it and acting like y'all are part of it. I'm tired of black people acting like, or just people. Yeah, I'm gonna specify black people, okay? Let me tell y'all what African American really means. African American means that you don't have nowhere to go. You don't have no country backing you. You don't have no golly. Whew, I might show y'all this nigga right here. But no, I ain't gonna do that. But so what being African American means, y'all, is that means that you don't belong to no country. They took us from this country, and they took us from wherever we was from. We don't even know where we from exactly, okay? So what that means is that this is not your house, okay? When black people talk about politics, it sounds like I put myself in the shoes of the supremacist, and I'm thinking to myself, if somebody come in my house and, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it this way to y'all, black people. If somebody was to come up in your house, especially a white person or a person of any other ethnicity or any other demographic, was to come up in your house and tell you, I don't like the way that these shades is, I want to vote to, change these shades. Are you gonna really take their word into consideration in your own house? No. Okay, that is the same exact thing when it comes to politics and when it comes to white men, okay, and white people. This is their country, this is their house, and when you are begging to be a part of it, you are literally begging, okay? That's what we've been doing for years. I was never a Martin Luther King nigga. I've always been Malcolm X. I'm a Malcolm X nigga. I'm not no motherfucking Martin Luther King ass nigga, okay? This is what Martin Luther King did with y'all. Okay, he convinced black people when we went the Martin Luther King way, and this is why we're going to constantly go through suppression and all these different reformations, because black people have not gotten it through their head. Not just black people, but society as a whole, because it's not just about color no more. It's about class now. It's not about just your class is really always what it's been when it comes to segregation and stuff, but they've always put black people or colored people in the lower totem pole as far as finance. So that's why it looks like it's race, but it's really a class thing. And this is why the racial wealth gap is such an issue and everything. So do y'all's research. But basically, that is exactly what okay. Why every time I get to doing videos, it's like somebody hears me and they just stop where they're at and start listening to me. Whatever, I don't even care at this point. I know I'm gifted, so hey. You might need the word, so go ahead, listen, whatever. But yeah, y'all, we were never getting ready to get the equal respect or acknowledgement, or our word was never going to be considered equally as our white counterparts, because this is just not our country. They took this country over from the Native Americans. They've colonized everything. They didn't colonize places in Africa. I mean, like, they didn't. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, stop acting like we can vote to be given resources and vote somebody in office to do something for us. Quit waiting for some motherfucking body else to do something. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the only and one and only resolution to all of this: inflation, racial wealth gaps, poverty, inequality, police brutality, whatever y'all complaining about. The only way to fix any of it is if everybody was to come together, stop working, because that's the only way you're going to get in these people's heads and in these people's hearts, is in you getting in their pockets. These people don't care. You're talking about people who have been rich for centuries and generations. They don't care about nothing but their money. You don't disturb their money and their peace, you ain't going to get no resolution, okay? The only way that anything is going to move around here is if everybody was to literally stop working, okay? They need us to work. We all complain about how the elites this and elites and that. They doing this, they doing that. They ain't doing this for us. They ain't doing that for us. Guess what? We the majority, and we don't allow them motherfuckers to make us think we the minority. They're 1% of the whole world. You know what I'm saying? If all of us was really just stop, come together, see, that's the first part. That's never going to happen. And that's the reason why I feel like talking about politics is pointless, okay? Y'all trying to go about something the wrong way. Y'all trying to cut an issue at the leaf and at the stems. I keep telling y'all, when y'all resolve an issue, you go and attack it at the root, okay? And there is no going back and undoing the slavery, all the laws that they have and all that. So the only thing that we could really do now, that's an actual like option that's reachable for all of us, is to get up out of this country. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like waiting for America to do it, it's not gonna happen, y'all. All right. This is a capitalism system. Capitalism means, do any of y'all even know what capitalism means? That means that whatever you have is what you have. Okay? Black people don't have nothing. We all but our body. So that's why we work. That's people who don't come in this, when you not inherited nothing, when you ain't got no stocks, no bonds, no kind of like money that is just leisure that is given to you without having to work for it and all that. All you have is, the only capital you have is your body. That's why you gotta work just to survive. Okay? Yeah, everybody goes at this differently, about politics differently, and about reformation, or whatever you want to call it, resolution, goes about it differently, and that's another reason why it's not happening. You can't get a resolution and everybody's doing 10, 20,000 different tactics and different things, okay? You're not, and then voting in politics is the oldest form of it, and nothing has changed. And y'all keep going with it. This is the reason why they keep playing it on y'all. Put yourself in a dominant's shoes. I put myself in these people's country. That's why empathy is important, because you get to understand the world for real, in and out, in situations you would never be able to understand or relate to just as who you are. Put yourself in the people's shoes. If you was an elite, okay, and the world was just complaining about it and wasn't doing nothing, and everybody got all these different little numbers of tactics that's not actually amounting up to a big body of people or masses of people, and everything is still running the same way, and the money ain't changing in my pockets, I'm not gonna change nothing. I'm gonna leave it all the way that it is, because this is how I want it. And y'all is acting like y'all cool with it, because when you look on social media, everybody act like they cool, stunting and acting like they living the best life. When you suffer in silence, you don't contribute to the resolution either. Okay? When you escape and you watch Beyonce and them instead of focusing on shit like this, you are participating in not doing anything about it either. Okay? So we all participate in not doing shit about it. All right? And then nothing happens, and then you wonder why nothing's going to happen, because I wouldn't change shit either. If this is, y'all not, people are not together, people have different opinions about everything. People are all over the place, and what that equivalates is there's no movement. Think about it personally. When you got a whole lot of shit on your plate, does that motivate you to move more? Or does that motivate you to just not do shit? But if you had one constant thing happening constantly that was bothering you and affecting your day-to-day life, you would make a difference about it. What I'm saying is that all this that we talking about, begging for certain people to be in offices, begging for this, begging for that, voting for this, voting for that, that's not doing nothing. The only way that it's going to actually happen, something's going to actually happen if we show them that without us, y'all wouldn't even be sitting up at the top as that 1%. But we're not going to do that because everybody's selfish, okay? We could put out a petition tomorrow and that says nobody goes to work. It can go broadcast it on the news, nigga, telling everybody to not go to work because we want the government to do some stuff for us. And I'm trying to tell you, 3 out of 4 people are still taking their ass to work. Because guess what they worried about? They family. They worried about they self. They worried about their roof over their head. But guess what? If everybody came together and decided on that one decision, it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't have to pay no rent because guess what? The world would go into a shock. It would be just like COVID-19, but in a resolution way. If we say we ain't paying these taxes, if we say we ain't doing this, if we say we ain't doing that, if we say we ain't working, nigga, they would have no choice but to listen to us. But because we're not going to do that, we're not going to come together as a whole. It has to take majorities. Majorities rule. That's one book rule that will never change when it comes to bodies of people. Majority rules. It doesn't matter what me and 20,000 other YouTubers are saying. If ain't nobody getting ready to do what I just said, if we not going to all come together and stop working and demand some shit, it's not gonna change. And that means it's not gonna change because we know people ain't getting ready to come together. That's why they got us separated by race and all this other stuff. Because when I say come together, I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about all white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever you want to call it, immigrants. We will all have to come together. And I'm not saying it has to be every single last one of us, but it would have to be over 50% of us for it to make a chance. And that still ain't gonna happen because like I just said, the world is way too narcissistic now, especially. And a lot of people don't even believe that they call people like me that talk like this, like we conspiracy theorists. And I hate that term because that discredits people. So don't ever say that it's your conspiracy theory because that means that it's just some bullshit that you made up and that it could possibly never be true. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta spread the word or whatever. That's the only thing that we can do. But you know, I just say that in our lifetime, I wouldn't expect no kind of resolution, y'all. It's best to go ahead and just live the best life that you can and operate around this system and throughout this system the best way that you can. Make the changes that you have the power to make because this world is out of our power as single people, as just one people, or even if it was 10 million of us, that wouldn't be enough, y'all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, nah, bruh. It's not going down. You know what I'm saying? So, politics is a waste of time. Voting is a waste of time. Like I just said, if I create the game, you can't change it. This is their game. This is these white men's game. You can't keep complaining about it being mostly white, older men with money in these positions. This is their rules, their game, their country. They made all this shit up. When we do that, then we can do that. But until then, this is their world. And we're living in it. Let's just keep it 100. And we just got to make the best way we can around it. And that's, you know, you got Martin Luther King and other motherfuckers to think for that because they wanted us to be a part of this. They didn't want us to have our own. Malcolm X wanted us to have our own communities, our own hospitals, jobs, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that in this system. Like, they tried it. They did the Black Wall Street stuff and all that. Don't ever listen to nobody talk about black people lazy. We done tried a lot of stuff and we done been torn down every single time. Do your research, okay? Talking about why can immigrants come here from overseas and start something because they bring their wealth from overseas, or they come over here broke and then they all come together. Like I said, people are best in numbers. We're not good separated, okay? And they know that though. They come over here, they stack up, they get their shit together and bring all their family over here one by one and stay minimized in one home. Then they all put in on that rent or whatever, or that mortgage, and they all get to stack up on their money, and they put their money where, you know, it actually count, because they don't care about stunting. They don't care about looking a certain way, appeasing somebody, making yourself, you know, look like you doing this and look like you doing that. That's why people making over $100,000 a year still ain't got no money, living paycheck to paycheck, just like the nigga working at Pizza Hut, because everybody's trying to live among their means. You know what I'm saying? So but also they also get loans. They also get allotted the spaces and stuff to do this stuff, like those gas stations and stuff. You can get a liquor license overseas and get it transferred over here. You can't just go out here and get a liquor license while you're in America. Y'all need to do y'all's research. There's a whole lot of ins and outs when it comes to that, when you talk about other cultures coming here and getting ahead of us, okay? And then they don't see them as competition either. They come here, they're trying to be a part of this. This is the reason why I say black people and Mexican have a little bit of, we see things differently, because black people were forced to be here. Them motherfuckers wanted to be here. When you look at a Mexican, understand that. These motherfuckers forced to be here on this land. They begged to be here. Okay? It was that bad over in y'all's country that y'all had to jump y'all's asses over here? So then that means y'all that's where the disconnect between Mexicans and black people come from, because we like, what the hell did y'all want to come here for? It's that bad over there? See, we have a disconnect right there. You know what I'm saying? They here by choice. We had to be here. So yeah, that's why they come here, take our jobs and all that, because, you know, they'll work for nothing and all that, and, you know, they got a very low self-esteem when it comes to a lot, you know. So yeah, yeah, y'all, ain't nothing getting ready to change. Go ahead and vote. Do whatever you want to do. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Ain't nothing gonna change. That's all. I'm just making this video to let it be known, you know. Newsflash, we can sit here and have these dry conversations, these pointless conversations about politics all we want to. Ain't nothing changing. And if it does, it ain't most likely had nothing to do with what the movement was. It's about money. When we got freed anyway, when they abolished slavery, it was because of money. It wasn't because somebody cared about black people. Like, do some research, y'all. All right. So that's it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. I'll see you on the next one. Let me just say something real quick. For all my white viewers, I have no problem with y'all. I just want y'all to know that. Like, when I'm saying stuff about the white supremacy and all that, I'm just saying it as a way to let it be known that this is real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not racist. I ain't prejudiced. None of that. I believe that we are really all one. I just think that a lot of people done been misguided, you know what I'm saying? And y'all's people done been misguided the most. But I believe that we all won, so I don't look at it like, you know, nothing like that, because I know that there's a lot of white people in our positions as well, and they relate to us. And not only if they don't relate to us, there's a lot of white people who are not racist, okay? And that's real talk, y'all. And I could tell that energy when I'm out. I could tell that there's people out here that really does look at us as people, you know what I'm saying? There are racist white people as well, but not all of them are. And so those are the ones I feel like are watching me, because they wouldn't be able to sit here and just watch a nigga if they was, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to go ahead and just point that out right there, that, you know, when I'm saying this stuff, I'm not being directed towards y'all in a hateful way, all right? I'm all about love and spreading love, positivity, and us coming together, all right? So just wanted to say that.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. Baby, how much I really take.